Hello everybody, and welcome back to another action-packed crypto news video. And I'm saying action-packed because we got a ton of news today, guys. A lot of amazing stuff has happened and is going on, and make sure you watch this video all the way through so you don't miss out on any important crypto stuff. Alright, the question of today is, which coin do you think will be in the second position after 1 year? Exactly 1 year from now, what coin will be the number 2? I know it's a little bit of a crazy question, but I want to see what you guys think. And also, if you are enjoying the daily crypto news, please support the channel by pressing the like button and subscribing. First of all, XRP takes the top spot in current emerging trends. The last couple of weeks have been a case of ebb and flow for XRP after the flagship token Ripple lost its plot as the third largest asset. Now, I personally actually don't think that this matters too much. Most of the holders don't really mind whether it is in the third or the fourth spot. From my personal perspective, because I don't think Tether is really a cryptocurrency, I don't really consider Tether anything of value at all. I personally don't even use it, and thus I also disregard it most of the time when I'm looking at the rankings. And on the other hand, it doesn't really matter what spot XRP is in to excel in the future, and in general, coin market cap spots don't really matter, so from that perspective, I don't really think many people care. If we were to go to the second spot, it will be a good thing. Now that it went to the fourth spot, I don't think that matters too much. However, times are fickle at the moment, and according to Santiman's insight, XRP holders may have something to look forward to in the near future. Because according to the analysis platform, XRP is currently rising as an emerging trend, as the asset that has seen a massive social and volume spikes over the past week. The data above can also be verified from Lunar Crush's dataset, as it appeared that the average sentiment score received by XRP had risen significantly over the past few days. And also that a lot of these corridors that Ripple has been having are growing immensely. I just wanted to quickly bring that up again because we were talking about this a little while ago, but I think a lot of people forgot about it, that XRP is taking the top spot in emerging trends. A little bit more numbers are also somewhere inside here, I believe, or maybe it's only the previous article that we covered. Doesn't matter though, XRP is number 1. CoinMarketCap's new ranking punishes Binance's biggest rivals. So a little bit earlier, we were talking about, I guess I'm talking about a couple weeks earlier, we were talking about the acquisition of CoinMarketCap by Binance, and we were talking about what type of influences that would have on the crypto space. Now, both Binance and CoinMarketCap confirmed that there would be no influences, and Binance would not, manipulate their biggest position in any way because of CoinMarketCap. However, CoinMarketCap's new ranking metrics push Bitbns to 175th. Binance still ranks first despite the changes, and CoinMarketCap attracts online rage from the crypto community because they said they wouldn't do it. They said they wouldn't. Now, CoinMarketCap is on the spot again, this time for its new ranking system that seems designed to punish Binance's biggest rivals, and it comes as no surprise, I personally find. This site now introduced a confidence factor into its rankings, pushing some of the largest crypto exchanges to the bottom. Bitbns, for example, is the most notable casualty, now ranking 175th. I mean, that's a pretty big change, right, if you ask me. CoinMarketCap's new scoring seems to have eroded users' confidence in its impartiality, and the metric apparently factors in exchanges' liquidity, web traffic, and trading volume into one score. Under this new ranking method, Binance sits at the top, with Huobi, Coinbase Pro, Kraken, and Bitfinex following suit, and thus, I guess the top 5 is still really kind of fine. It's just Bitbns, in my personal opinion, that has all of a sudden taken a crazy place, and Deribit Exchange, a couple of these pretty known ones, but I mean, these are also core, right? And they're still at the top. Bitfinex, Huobi, Coinbase Pro, and Kraken. So it's not all, they're not eliminating all of it, but a couple of really important ones. The new ranking has particularly targeted exchanges that offer crypto derivatives. Bitbns is ranked 175th, despite processing the fourth highest trading volume at $1.8 billion. Its average liquidity is listed at 0 out of a possible 1,000. Other notable exchanges that have offered or have suffered from the new ranking are Bybit at 177 and Deribit at 179. The average liquidity of those stands at 0, despite processing 800 million and 172 million in trading volume respectively. They're taking it to Twitter, however, it's pretty difficult to fight them right now. I just personally don't use them, right? I don't personally use CoinMarketCap. I use Live CoinWatch. I think it's a little bit more fair for all the info. Exchanges, I don't really look at very often, though. I mean, I don't think I've ever pressed this tab here, so can't really judge too much on that one. However, curiously, Carolyn Chen, the current interim CEO, said in an interview last year that the site would never use web traffic as a metric. At the same time, she was the site's chief strategic officer, and now they have done it. So it's a little bit strange, and I don't know what to think about it, other than let's just wait and see what the crypto community will get to, because right now that's pretty damn strange. Justin Sun announces Tron 4.0 launch in July, but what is Tron 2.0 and 3.0? Now, fun fact, you guys know that I'm updating myself with Tron news almost every single day, and I like Tron for what they do, and I definitely think I'm one of the better Tron supporters in the sense that I've stuck with them for the last, I guess, since they started, right? I talked to you guys about when the mainnet was going to get on, and we were here pretty damn early. That's one thing I can tell you guys. And still, I do not know quite a lot of these things. And the reason I think that's the case is because Justin Sun announces so many announcements that I brand most of it as useless. And a lot of these minor changes, he brands them like these are the biggest things happening in crypto, which just makes people like me very, very uninterested. And that's also why I think I'm missing a lot of these quote-unquote huge changes, because, for example, this Odyssey updates that we're talking about here, they're pretty damn useless to brand them as a whole 2.0 or 3.0, and even again here, Tron 4.0, most likely it's more of a Tron 2.0 right now, because really, there's not as many new features as they might make it look like. They're just doing a lot of that to sound big and to look like they're making a lot of damn progress. But really, in the end, they've not done these huge, big things like they are telling us, which is something I dislike about Tron. And even if they do things, it's most likely stolen from other projects. Now, it doesn't mean Tron won't be able to do good in the rankings. However, you're just seeing a lot more of the Tron's true character nowadays, because they're not really doing much. That's basically what's keeping them back. Tron 2.0, Tron 3.0, basically useless updates. Again, nothing huge has changed in a whole while. Even though Tron Virtual Machine might have officially launched. Is that worth to make it a whole Tron 2.0 or 3.0? I don't know, guys. I don't know about all of that. Ripple moves to court for fraud allegations dismissal. The defendants' lawyers are arguing that the plaintiff violated rules by not providing details. Ripple has moved to court asking to drop all fraud charges against it on a lawsuit that the plaintiff has failed to provide details to back its claims. In the court documents filed on Monday, the SF headquartered company is seeking a dismissal of fraud charges, along with prejudice to the plaintiff's allegations are based on false representations. To quote, by and large, the court reasoned that plaintiff failed to explain how or why the alleged misrepresentations were actually false, the attorney of Ripple noted. Plaintiff's conciliated first amended complaint, FEC, attempts to resuscitate these claims but fails because plaintiff still has not alleged with particularly how and why the alleged misrepresentations are false. Plaintiff's fraud claims should again be dismissed, this time with prejudice. As mentioned in the court document filed at the California court, the plaintiff has brought 7 claims against Ripple and its CEO for selling unregistered securities along with fraud allegations. The fraud allegations are based on several statements made by Ripple and Garlinghouse promoting the company's product and its token. However, the lawsuit also highlights many instances for which the claims the company violated the securities law and also raised questions on the token promoted as a utility token. But now they're kind of wondering what's going on. Rule 9b requires plaintiffs alleging fraud to state with particularity the circumstances constituting fraud. A plaintiff who successfully identifies the who, what, when, where, and how of a statement without more has not satisfied Rule 9b, the court filing added. Where a plaintiff fails to explain how and why an alleged statement is false, the averments of fraud are insufficiently pled and must be disregarded. Notably, Ripple is facing multiple lawsuits for selling unregistered securities. A fresh one filed last month by a mysterious company is still haunting them, and thus it will not fix it all. But it's a part of the lawsuit that they want to drop right now, which I think is, again, another pretty big thing, and they're in the right in this one. Ripple reveals why it doesn't support new payments feature launching on the XRP ledger. Ripple is clarifying the reason for its opposition to an XRP ledger amendment that's seen significant support from the assets community of validators. Last week, the checks amendment crossed the necessary 80% support threshold among validators, and if checks stay above that threshold until June 17th, it will be activated. The upgrade will allow senders to design transactions and create virtual checks for specific amounts and destinations. XP will not move until receivers decide to cash them. If the checks fail due to potential sender issues like insufficient balance or liquidity, they will remain in the ledger so they can be cashed later. Validator analytics platforms noted that Ripple held 6 out of the 7 outstanding nays for the amendment. And again, how this works is 80% of the validators have to vote yes and have to hold that position for the upcoming 2 weeks. And in this case, there were a couple of vetoes which can decide, that it ain't gonna happen. And Ripple holds 6 out of the 7 parties who say no to this amendment. When questioned about the lack of support, David Schwartz, CTO at Ripple, said the potential costs of the amendment seem to outweigh its limited demand. Any change to a public ledger system has costs associated with it to everyone who uses that system. At an absolute minimum, they have to ensure the change doesn't break any behavior that they are relying on. So the bar for accepting a change should be pretty high. We haven't seen all that much demand for this feature, so we were never quite convinced that the benefits exceed the basic cost of any change in behavior. But others could certainly disagree. If we opposed it for a significant reason, we'd certainly say so. And thus, they're just against it because it doesn't add as much value as the cost of adding it, which is definitely a very good reason, and I understand why they would do such a thing, right? If you're not really adding anything, but it costs a lot, then why would you do it, right? If the marginal revenue, I think revenue is the right word here, marginal revenue, let's just use that, of this new feature is not above zero, or at least if the marginal revenue is not above the marginal cost of it, then you wouldn't do it. It is most likely above zero because people will benefit, but if it's not above or equal to the marginal cost, that's what I was trying to say, then it's not worth it. That's what Ripple thinks. Others seem to disagree, and they regard their marginal revenue or marginal profit as higher. VChain launches 3 million VET contest as adoption increases ahead of its anniversary. The VChain Foundation has launched a 3 million VET video contest in its bid to kickstart the VChain 2 years anniversary as the blockchain platform is gaining wide adoption across the world. June 30th, 2018, the VChain Foundation announced the launch of VChain Thor blockchain after it successfully mined the first block at around 8, signaling the official launch of the blockchain. During this period, VChain promised to grow as a community develops and so launched different subsidies, grants, and assistance for developers aiming to help in expanding the ecosystem. At the start of the first year, January 2018, VChain launched the VChain Thor Maiden Community Video Contest, purposely to make the world aware of the beautiful effort put into place by VChain in partnership with the community. VChain says it is using the same zeal to celebrate the second year anniversary of VChain Thor mainnet by launching a VChain Community Contest 2020, and this again reconfirms the enthusiasm of the VChain Foundation towards synergizing with the community. Participants have a chance to win from the whopping 3 million VET set alongside for the anniversary, and the foundation craves for a video of 10 minutes in length. It accepts any language, however, it must be captioned in English and must be G-rated. Participants must adhere strictly to the topic suggested in the statement released by the VChain Foundation, and VChain toolchain receives a series of adoptions. We saw this already a little bit of a while ago. However, this video contest here, I'm going to look it up and see what it takes to enter. We're just going to try it out, This is a Medium link, not going to press that in the video. But again, just look up this article, and if you want to join yourself, just check it out. It could be pretty damn cool. The chance of winning is always ridiculously small because they make it look like you have a good chance. However, it's not really the case. Most of the time, some really unknown, shady companies win. At least that's what I've noted. Or maybe the entry is pretty damn difficult. Gonna be seeing it, gonna be entering most likely, and I'll tell you guys more about it as I know more. International Business Times, this website here says, Bitcoin price could be weeks away from $75,000, and here is why. Bitcoin's recovery in 2020 mirrors the recovery experienced by the crypto in 2013, and the market in 2013 with only one major exchange is different than the market in 2020. And the price prediction of $75,000 is the largest Bitcoin price forecast for 2020. Timothy Peterson says, the 2020 Bitcoin recovery, let's actually stay here, has tracked the 2013 A recovery almost perfectly. Are we weeks away from 75,000? Because again, if what happened in 2013 is going to happen here, we could be seeing such a huge price increase, which is what some people are really excited about and happy with. However, I'm still pretty far away from that expectation and prediction, and I'm not going to be supporting it too much because 75K for Bitcoin in 2020 is just a little bit much in my personal opinion. Last time this happened, Bitcoin price pumped 8% in 12 hours. The price of Bitcoin is expected to witness more volatility with plenty of idle coins on the move. That's just basically it. Cryptocurrency news update, why Tether mints USDT like there's no tomorrow, and what can trigger a 1400% Bitcoin rally. Now you guys know I personally am not really much of a fan of Tether. However, Simon Dedek, BlockFire's co-founder, predicts that Bitcoin will experience 1400% price increase and hit 150,000 while the bulls market while Ethereum and other major altcoins will feature even more impressive rallies amid the upcoming bulls market. However, his optimistic forecasts extend only to solid coins. In 2017, you could have bought literally any alt and it was a good investment. In my opinion, this won't happen again. However, I still believe that the bull run will return, pumping the few solid alts out there, he wrote on Twitter, which is something, again, I quite respect. It's something really cool to think about. And here's something about OTC I'm noticing here. Now, there are also OTC merchants who had their bank accounts frozen because of questions over the source of the coins they bought. That means besides dirty money, there are also dirty coins circulated, he added. And personally, I think that's something that is just talking about the regulation that we're still facing. A lot of these banks and others are having issues with notifying their clients in a right way, right? Because a lot of these banks and other parties are thinking that things they're buying are illegal, that's one thing, or not authorized, because they're buying things that a lot of criminals want to buy, or that might be something sketchy, it's a sketchy business going on. And that's why a lot of these processors, they block the payments, but that's also a kind of stab in the back for centralization, right? Because if it all can be stopped without proper reason, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Security is often a curse and a benefit because, well, they're calling you because they don't want your money to get stolen, possibly. On the contrary, they're stopping you from spending your money the way you like it, and you have to explain to them how you're spending it or something like that. That's kind of strange, right? Swiss Bank includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP in its portfolio. Murky Baumann & Co. AG has announced that it will expand its portfolio to include a number of cryptos such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. The analysis service Whale Alert has observed several XRP transactions with more than 800 million. These are two separate things. However, again, this company, the Swiss bank, has now decided to hop over and still, I guess, announce now that it has supported Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and XRP, and it will be holding those, which is a pretty damn cool thing. A key trend is forming for Ripple, and a swift rally could occur. Ripple is currently conciliating above the 20-cent support against the US dollar. XRP price is likely to start a strong increase above 21 cents as long as it's above the 100 SMA on the 4-hour chart. Ripple price is currently trading nicely above the main 20-cent support against the US dollar. The price is facing a few key resistances near 2040 and 2075. There is a major declining channel forming with resistance near 2040 on the 4-hour chart, and the price is likely to accelerate higher if there is a clear break above the 2075 cent mark. Former Warner Bros. Executive to film movie about Winklevoss twins. A new movie based on the Bitcoin billionaires' book about the Winklevoss twins is already in the pipeline. And as I told you guys earlier, there's a lot of talks about the Winklevoss twins being kind of douchebags towards XRP, as we saw in the recent discussion with David Schwartz that I showed you guys in my previous video. And I don't know if I'm liking this movie. I personally don't think the book is that much of a thing, and I don't think I just like these guys too much because of the recent discussion and because of the claims they've made and such a simple, hasty vibe. And there's some kind of, holding back right now. But maybe if the movie comes out, I'll still watch it and see if they got some cool stuff to say. Because again, crypto movies don't really hurt. They can really help for the ecosystem. They can really help for the building of communities. However, I know these guys won't have anything good to say on XRP, which means that it will most likely just be kind of a pump for their exchange and just kind of I would say a media boost for themselves. And I don't like it too much. Poloniex, Bitrex named in lawsuit involving the alleged Tether-fueled crypto pump. Screw this type of stuff, guys. Screw this type of stuff. On June 4th, the plaintiffs and the litigation firm Rocha, Sirlonik, Friedman added the trading platforms Bitrex and Poloniex to the defendants list. I don't care about all these Tether lawsuits. They're kind of going in a circle. They're fixing themselves, getting sorted all the time. I don't really know too much about them because I don't like Tether. And I don't know if they're doing anything illegal or anything wrong or if they're backing it properly. I don't think there's many easy ways to tell either. So these lawsuits, we'll just know the results at the end. But the lawsuits themselves, I'm not involving myself with. Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority uses blockchain tech for funds transfer. Now, this is good because this kind of looks towards XRP if you think about it. SAMA is striving to explore and experiment with emerging technologies to keep the pace with the global trends of central banks. And again, SAMA is striving to explore and experiment with emerging technologies to keep pace with the global trends of central banks, basically saying that they will be supportive of Ripple once it rolls out and becomes a bigger thing. And we actually have heard a lot more about SAMA. If we actually look at one of the articles a little bit earlier, one of them says it right here, and they talk about SAMA. Gotta quickly scroll through. Maybe I won't find it. Maybe I will. I don't think I will, guys. I don't think I will. All right, that's too bad then. But one of these articles talked about SAMA because, again, Ripple is focusing quite a lot on that area, and there's a good potential they will at least achieve something over there, which is, I guess, quite good. I think I've lost it. Whatever, guys, doesn't matter too much. We'll talk about it later. Or maybe you guys saw it already. You can pause it and, read a little bit further into it. Bitcoin price analysis slowly approaching the $10,000 mark. Well, yeah, we are. Piece by piece, we are getting there. However, today, again, the prices have dropped down a little bit again. And thus, I will not tell you guys when we'll hit it, if we'll hit it this month, if we won't. I don't know. We'll see. And it's a little bit of a waiting game, in my personal opinion. Because right now is just such an uncertain time. The halving just occurred and people are still looking for their best position, and the mining is still coming to a steady level. It's still a little bit volatile, and thus right now is a key period where either we'll get above 10K or go below it quite far, and right now we're still choosing a side. Why you should seriously consider a career in blockchain? Well, it's pretty simple. First of all, it's going to be the world. Second of all, there's going to be enough jobs out there. Third of all, it's a really interesting subject. Fourth of all, you're a unique individual because not that many people know about all of this. And some are claiming that the future jobs will really lie here, and thus I can also recommend you guys to check it out. Verge XVG fixed income plan goes live on Bitbns as Living Room of Satoshi adopts XVG. Living Room of Satoshi adopts Verge for bill payments across Australia, and I'm not in there personally over into in Australia, and I don't really concern myself with XVG too much. But for all the people that do like to talk about XVG, type it in the comment section down below and I'll talk about it more often. But for right now, make sure you press the like button if you are enjoying this video. Almost 890 million XRP moved by Ripple to anonymous wallet. That may be another escrow. So, Well Alert shows that around 8 hours ago, a jaw-dropping amount of XRP totaling 890 million was transferred in 6 separate transactions. And I personally do not know what's going on just quite yet. 200 million transferred from Ripple OTC distribution wallet to unknown wallet. And I think just in a split second here, we'll hear more about it as more info comes out. I didn't check too far into it right yet because I thought that there wasn't enough info on there. But I think we'll find out, and I'll update on this in a couple of days as we find out more. Fiat Faces Bitcoin flattening as CV19 sends M2 supply over 18 trillion. I don't want to get into, CV topics because they might do something with the video that I do not like. But the responses by the Federal Reserve have vastly inflated the US dollar money supply, with just when Bitcoin cuts its supply in half again. Well, Bitcoin doesn't cut its supply in half. They cut the new income in half, but yes. Bitcoin option contracts worth $814 million await expiry. We talked about this very, very often because it's something that's kind of continuous, right? But now a lot of BTC option traders have contracts expiring for 26th of June again, which is going to be a very big point of my next video coming out on the 5-Minute Crypto channel. So make sure you also subscribe to that one because I have some important stuff coming on there. Bitcoin price analysis, Bitcoin USD ultimate liftoff to 11,000. Again, that's something for once we've hit 10,000. And last but not least, we have one more. Storm prices triples as StormX token swap and rebrand go live. Never talked about Storm before, don't know the crypto, but a lot of you guys recommended this article to me. And thus I was like, let me just quickly show you guys. Do you want to hear more about Storm or you don't know about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And Kiwis can buy a Coke with Bitcoin. Yeah, that's pretty damn cool as well. I think buying these normal products will become a lot more normal as we get to a very stable price. Or maybe buying it with XRP will become kind of the norm because those are coins that are less a store value, more a means of payment. And also, they would probably hurt a little bit less if you bought a Coke with, let's say, for example, 10 XRP. It would hurt a lot less than maybe buying Coke with Bitcoin because that's, gonna have the historical pizza example, right? Maybe you're starting to think about that. But guys, thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. It's almost a 30-minute one. I don't think I've done that in a very, very long time, but we covered a ton of news and hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. See you guys again in another crypto video. Enjoy your day, everybody.